Welcome to my new channel. This is the first video on unknown survival, and today we're going to be reviewing a survival kit. This is a 3-day survival kit by Camillus. Hey guys, today we're going to review this kit. This is my second kit. I have one that I've been using for a few months now, and I use it in my get home bag. This one here, I bought it for my wife's go bag, so we're going to unbox it and review the kit. And I did get this kit from Walmart, and I will put a link in the description. And this kit here was $24.74 on the Walmart website. So starting off, it's not a horrible price. It is decent for the stuff you get, and we'll review it real quick. The first thing we got to look at is the bag itself. So here is the bag. It's a small bag. This is a little bag you can attach to your backpack if you have molly strapping, and it does come with 5 of these molly straps that you can put on your backpack or anything that has a molly strap on it. Here on the side we have 2 pockets, and these 2 side pockets are empty right now. Nothing inside, but they're pretty decent size. You know, you can fit a lot of gear in here. And on the side, you also do have more molly webbing. We have a little loop where you can put a pen, a pencil, a pen light, or anything that's small, and we'll just attach there. In the front, we also have the same thing, molly webbing, so you can just start putting your stuff in there, hooking it up, and kind of making it a bigger bag. On top, we do have these 2 little straps that tighten everything down, and also you can use it as a carrying case. It does come with an additional strap that goes on these 2 hooks right here, and you can use it as a backpack, or even put it through your belt loops and make it a little fanny pack. So here it is, the Camillus First Aid 3-day survival kit, first aid, emergency food, and water. It is a 1-person, 73 pieces. So here is the list. And now we're gonna take a look of what's inside this kit. Here in the front pocket, we have some SOS emergency food rations. Now these are like little cookies or biscuits you can eat to keep your calories up, keep your energy up. They have 2,400 calories, and I believe they come in packs of 3 in here. You eat 1 in the morning, 1 at lunch, and then 1 for dinner. And it's not a lot of calories. It's about 410 per serving. So you're not gonna gain any weight eating these. If you're trying to make these last 3 days, which honestly you can make it 3 days with 0 food, but having something in you will help you keep up your morale and keep up the energy to do stuff. So it's a good food source, good energy source right here. They do make these in bigger versions. I do have a bigger version of this. I believe has 3,600 calories, and it's the same thing, and they have different flavors. This one here doesn't really have a flavor, but they all kind of taste like cookies or maybe like sweet bread. And this would be good just to keep your morale up and keep you having calories in you. All right, so here we go. The first thing out here is a first aid kit. Just by looking at it, it looks like a pretty decent first aid kit, maybe just a boo-boo kit. And we'll go through all the stuff in here once we take everything out. But just by looking at it, you see bandages, a couple pills, ibuprofen, whistle in here, a tourniquet. But we'll go through everything once we unbox this. Here we have a 4-inch light stick. So this is just a glow stick, and glow sticks come handy when you want to see at night, or you or trying to signal, you put it around a string and make it go in circles. Here we have a flashlight. Just by looking at the flashlight, and I have another one where I opened it, it's a little cheaper, but it works. It has a little red light here. When you turn it on, it almost looks like a signal, little red signal on there. And it does come with batteries, and they do work. They serve their purpose. It's a flashlight, lets you see at night. It's not the best quality, but a lot of things like these first aid kits and these survival kits that you buy pre-made aren't the best. But something is better than nothing. Okay, here we have a couple things. We have a couple of Heat Factory disposable warm packets, and these here are just hand warmers. You get 4 of them. You pop them out, you squeeze them, and they get really hot. And you can put these in your gloves or underneath your jackets to keep you warm. Good little item to have with you. Here we have an emergency poncho, and I mean, these are pretty cheap. You can get them at Walmart by themselves for $1, but they do work. I've had to use a couple. The only bad thing is if it's really humid, you will sweat a lot. So you'll stay dry from the rain, but you'll get real sweaty. Here we have a rescue blanket, and these are pretty cheap as well. You get them for $1, but they do serve their purpose. So when you put them on you, it does keep you warm. It reflects your body heat back to you. This one here is 52 inches by 84 inches, lightweight, thermal. Next here we have a little guide to the basic first aid. And just by glancing at it, it looks like just informational about animal bites, bee stings, bleedings, heart, heat burns, chemical burns, choking, eye injury, and you have a backside, poison, sunburn, unconsciousness, wound cleaning, bandage, and what to do in event of a collision. So a little guide just to read and learn about stuff if you don't know a lot about first aid kit. Next we have is emergency drinking water, and you get a good amount. You get 6 of these. So with this is drinkable water. So in case of emergency, you have water to drink right away, where you won't have to clean it, you won't have to filter it, you won't have to boil it. It is ready to go. These do expire though, just like the SOS. They're about 5-year shelf life. These here will expire August 2025. And the food ration is the same. It will expire in September 2025. So they still have about 4 years left. And there's not a lot of water. I know it looks like a lot, but each one of these little baggies has 4.225 fluid ounces, or 125 milliliters, which is not a lot of water. You could make this last for 3 days. They give you the bare minimum. This is the bare minimum you need to stay alive for 3 days, but it's enough just to keep you going, because most people is a gallon a day per person. So that's how you do it. For a kit for 3 days, you should have about 3 gallons worth of water. And this kit does not come with anything else besides these emergency water bags. If it had maybe some way to filter it, maybe a life straw, if it had some way to boil it, that would give you more options to the water. But this is all you get, and it's a pretty good start. And then the last thing in here is the strap that you can put on there and put it over your shoulder, use it like a backpack. Well, that's what's all in here. We'll move this to the side. We'll take a look what's inside this little first aid kit, and we'll go through all the things that's in here. Okay, first of all, we have a whistle. This is a signaling whistle, And this is a warning to people who are listening to with headphones. I will blow this whistle. So pretty loud. It feels, pretty cheap. It's made of plastic, but it's pretty loud. It works and it does what it's supposed to. Here we have some tweezers. Feel pretty good. There's only really one thing tweezers can do. And here we have a little tourniquet and a little rubber tourniquet. Something happens to your arm, your leg, tie this on, try to stop the blood flow. Here we have a surgical blade, and this is just a little knife, a little cutting tool. These are sanitized, so right out of the package you can use it on skin, use it on yourself or someone else, and not to worry about the blade being dirty or have bacteria in it. Besides that, it's not a great blade to cut wood or anything. And here we have triple antibiotic ointment, and we have 4 of these. We have a little pack, 2 tablets of ibuprofen. We have 2 alcohol pads and 6 of this antiseptic towelettes, some medical tape, a big bandage, looks like a butterfly bandage, eye cover pad, some gauze, 1, 2, 3, 4 of this 2x2, some sting relief pads, 2 of the first aid burn cream, and we have more bandages. Here's a big one, big knuckle. This one I believe belongs with these here. Here's a antic acid and a non-aspirant. You get another little bandage, and it looks like these are all about the same size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It looks like you get 13 of these big bandages. All right, let's put all this back together, and we will talk about what my thoughts are on this kit. What I feel like it's lacking, where I feel like it does what it needs to. And if you only had this in a bad situation, could you survive with this? And how can we make it better? Because in survival, in bushcrafting, and in prepping, you're always constantly changing everything. You're upgrading your items, you're changing things because you found out a new way to do stuff. So that's the cool thing about having this as a hobby, doing this on your spare time, or be like me and just do this all the time, be a little obsessive. So my reviews on this bag. It's a good bag to have with you, when you have nothing else. To me, a lot of these kits you buy pre-made, at Walmart, on Amazon, to me, I see them more like starter kits. This is your starter kit. So now you have, the minimum, the basic stuff. And having this, you can go back and replace the flashlight, get a better flashlight, replace, the poncho, get you a better poncho, replace the water, add some filter, stuff like that. But you have a starting point now. And with a bag like this, what I like about this bag is you have so much room. You have side pockets, you have more room in the front and more room in here, so you can fit a lot more stuff into this. And with all these MOLLE strappings, you can put this on a backpack and make it even more of a, you add it on to your kit, so now you have an add-on where you can add more stuff, and it comes with all these things. Now a lot of the survival kits I go through, I like to do the 10 C's of Survival. That was by David Canterbury, which is the first thing you need is cutting tools. Does this kit have any kind of cutting tools? It does with the surgical little blade there, but you know, it's not enough. For something like that, I would like to add maybe a small knife like this, or like this, or even a bigger knife like this. And these knives, I know they seem, you know, oh, how much are they? Pretty expensive. No, they're not. This one here is a Walmart knife. It is made to cut bait fish, but I get it because it's a pretty good blade, and it has a pretty good handle. Almost looks like a Mora, and it's like $3, $2.80 something, I believe. And it has a little handle so you can carry it with it. And here is another one. This is a knife by Ozark Trails, and I believe it was about $10, give or take. And it has a pretty good feel to it. It's a lot smaller, a little more control to it with the way the knife is molded, and it feels good. Like I said, adding something like this to this wouldn't be crazy. Here we have a Camillus titanium, and this one is just a little bigger knife, more of a hunting knife because it has this little skinning part to it. But adding something like this will make your kit a lot better, because that is one of the 10 C's that you need is a cutting tool, and a knife is good for a lot of things. So you can go with something like this, which is a little smaller, and it could fit perfectly in here. Or you can even put it where you can put this where it holds on to the side, and you can have your cutting tool. So that is one thing it is missing, is a cutting tool. The next 10 C's is combustion. Does this thing have a way to start fire? No. Do you need anything to start fire? No. You could, you know, use a couple sticks, rub them together, get a friction fire going. But it always helps, especially in a bad situation where you're not thinking 100%, you know, you need something. And adding something like this is real simple. You could add, if you want to go really simple, add a little Bic lighter. You have fire on command. Maybe you can get a couple matches. Something like this I got maybe like 10 in a pack, and they have 32 in each for $1 at the Dollar Tree. Or you can go a little fancier and get some stormproof matches, so you know they'll light it no matter what. And you could always go with little flint and steel. This here has magnesium, but a little striker, get you some sparks going. So adding something like this to this kit, you know, like I said, it's not a big thing. They're small, and combined with this, you know, you can get some fire starters, and they don't take a lot of space. So, you know, something like this, it is tiny, but it is worth its weight in gold when, you know, you're in a bad situation and you want to start a fire. The next one we have is cover. Does this thing have a way to cover yourself from the elements? Yes, it does have a poncho and a emergency blanket. These are not the best. I myself, I like to carry tarps in my go bags. Something like this with a little tarp, and you put it in the bag and you just open it up with some paracord, strap it up, and then you have a little tent. You know, this will suffice, you know, it will do its job. But I always want to have something a little thicker because this plastic is really thin. And same with this will rip right away. But it does have some kind of coverage. Next one is container. Does this have a type of container? And that one was maybe, because technically these contain water. So it's a little container, you open it, you can reuse it to scoop up more water. You also have a little baggie here you can use. But with this, like I said, it's just water you use, you know, when you just don't have time to do anything. Cut it, drink it, and you're good to go. But you do need a way to make more drinking water. And for containers, you could get something like this, which is just a little bottle, Another one's like this. This would be your canteen style bottle, and they do come with little cups and little stoves you can get with them. This is just a regular water bottle. I got this at the dollar store. Yeah, you know, it works. And then you can even get something, since this is a smaller bag, like this. And this is just a water bottle that extends, so you can fill up more water. And then when you're not using it, you can make it a little smaller to fit wherever you want. Also, a lot of these you can add a little carabiner to it and just strap it to the side, so it doesn't have to take a broom inside. You put a little carabiner here, strap it to your bag like this, and it's on the outside, so you're not taking any of that space on the inside. The next one we have is cordage. Do we have some kind of rope or paracord in this kit? No, there is no type of paracord. So when I say cordage, I mean something like this. These are both 550 paracord. You can get something like this at Walmart for $4 or $5, or you can get a bigger amount of paracord. But the special thing about paracord, it does have other little fibers inside of it, so you can cut it, pull them out, and have more. But altogether, this can handle 110 pounds, and that's just this one. I believe this one can go up to 200, but it's good to have. You know, you can help set up your shelter. Use it to burn, because a lot of this stuff burns real easy. There are paracords that have a fire strand in there that you can use to start a fire. And there's honestly all this stuff, there's a million uses to them. You know, there's the basic, the stuff that you know, and you can use them for anything. Next we have cotton bandana, and that's what we have here. Little bandana. The primary job of bandana, you know, when you carry it with you, is to filter out water, at least in my opinion. You know, you get some water, you don't have any other way to filter it, you don't have anything to use to clean it, so you want to take all that debris out of the water before you boil it. Good to have. You know, you can use it to wipe it down, you can use it to first aid kit, put it on you, wrap yourself on. So bandanas have a million uses too. Next one is cargo tape, and with cargo tape, they're talking about duct tape. But also with duct tape, you don't want to be carrying a big coat like this, big roll like this. So what you could do is wrap it around itself, or maybe a little stick, and then just roll it and roll it and roll it. Have something similar to this, but a lot smaller. Or you could even use the credit card trick, where you use a credit card, you tape it, and you just tape around it. And then instead of carrying this big roll, you're carrying a credit card size amount, and you can put as much as you want. You can get any color duct tape. Not all duct tape is the same though. So this is the dollar store duct tape. It's not going to be as good as the brand. And then they have Gorilla tape and the T-Rex tape. This one here I enjoy though. It's a little row of duct tape, but the bright orange works as a signal. So if you need people to see you, if you want people to know where you're at, it's a good tape to have. And also you can use tape to start fires. They do burn really good and are good fire starters. The next one we have on the list is compass, and this kit does not have a compass. And you know, everybody's seen a compass. It's just a little device that you use, and it tells you which way is north, which north is that way. And you know, you use it to find yourself. You can get a simple one like this. You can get a little button compass, or you can go really fancy and get you a big compass, but they serve the same purpose. It's to find north and figure out how to get to where you need to get. Next one on here is cloth cell needle, and that's just it's a way of saying like needles. These are smaller needles, but the ones that he talks about on his 10Cs is a little bigger, a lot thicker, where you can put through your tarp through your tent and fix all your gear. But I've seen these work as good. You know, you have a bunch of string, needles, little buttons just to fix everything up. But having, you know, bigger needle with A lot thicker string would help with your tent, fixing your backpack, something that has a load on it. And the last one we have is kindling device. And what that means is just having a flashlight. So something like this. And this kit does have a flashlight. It has a pretty decent flashlight that's gonna last you a little while. But there's also different types of devices you can use. Something like this is just like what they have. It's just a simple flashlight. Has a couple modes on it. You have a headlamp, which is good when you want to do hands-free stuff. And then you have something like this, which is a lantern. But if you close it, it also works like a flashlight. And this here is a Ozark Trails little lantern. And the cool thing about this one here, it has solar power and you can charge your device. So there's a little backup battery. And it does come in 3 modes. Most of these come in 3 modes. You know, they have the regular, the bright, the low, and the flashers. But this here will service purpose. It's not the greatest flashlight. None of these kits are going to have the greatest of anything. But it's a good starting point. It's a good place to start. It's a good place to be like, look, when I have a little more money, when I have a little more time, I'm going to go out and find me a nice flashlight and replace that one. But even then, you might want to leave that in there. Because that goes into an old saying that I really enjoy, and it's 2 is 1 and 1 is none. And that is a Navy SEAL thing where they say, you know, if you have one flashlight and it breaks, you lose it, or something goes wrong, you have no flashlight. So it's always good to carry 2 of things or even 3 of things. So now you have 3 ways of doing something. You have this headlamp. If it breaks, you still have these 2. So when you have 3, you actually only have 2. And let's say you have these 2, this one breaks, so now you have 1. And that's where the saying goes, 2 is 1 and 1 is none. So it's always good to have more of one thing. It's always good to have more of one thing in a different way. So you can have a flashlight and a lantern. You know, they're similar, but they serve different purposes. So that is what this bag contains, how that relates to the 10Cs. Also, what I want to say is when you look at this bag and you get it as a starter kit, figure out ways to make it better. Something as simple as this little glow stick. Maybe getting something like this. These are glow sticks from Dollar Tree, and you know, they're about the same size in the package, you know, maybe a little bigger, but they don't take that much space. But here you have 4 of them instead of 1. And then even a step further, it's getting something like this, which is a reusable glow stick. It serves as a flashlight, a glow stick, and it has different modes. And it also has a whistle. And it's not the best whistle, but it is a whistle. And now with all that said and done, I want to say this kit for $24.74, in my opinion, is worth it 100%. This kit is a good way to start your kits. It's a good way to start your way into surviving, into prepping, into bushcrafting. You know, it's your first step. It's a baby step, but it's a good step because this bag allows you to add more gear and also allows it to be in addition to a backpack you already have. You do get some good stuff. This is good stuff right here. Food rationing. You know, it's never a bad idea to have this. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, when I get into the woods or when a bad situation happens, I'll just go hunting. You know, what's the chances you'll get food on the first day, on the second day, on the third? You know, having something like this, you know, makes you feel better knowing like, hey, even if I don't catch anything on the first day, I have something in my stomach. Same thing with this, you know, it's not super necessary if you have a way to filter water, if you have a way to clean it, but if there is no water around you, you know, this is the only water you have, it's going to help you. And another thing is these kits here, a lot of people look at them and be like, I'm gonna buy a kit like this and go out and live in the woods. That's not how it works. Certain kits are made for certain things. This is a 3-day kit, and to me, just by looking at it, it seems like this is more of a bad situation, a disaster, some bad weather. You're stuck at home, you can't leave anywhere. Maybe you're in your car, and you get stuck in the snow when no one's coming out to rescue you for a while. This is what this kit looks like to me, because it doesn't have knives, it doesn't have ways to filter water or to clean it or to boil it. You don't have a little stove. It has a first aid kit, for small cuts that you get when it's dark and you stumble. You have water to drink, you have food, something to keep you warm, keep you dry, keep you warm, give you light. So to me, this is more of it's just a bad situation for a few days. After 3 days, either you'll be rescued, or either the light will come back, the power will come back, your car will be able to move out of wherever it's in. So remember, these kits are made for specific stuff. This is not a bushcrafting kit. It doesn't come with a knife and an axe. It is a good place for a prepper, because here you have food that's going to last you 5 years and water that's going to last you 5 years. That's a good place to start, because all it takes is one step to start. And once you start, I promise you're not going to go back, and you're going to have a lot more than this. I started off, buying small kits and having little stuff here and there. Now I have 3 full backpacks in my house, 2 full backpacks in each car, and little kits everywhere. So it is something I like to do. It is my hobby, and you get into it, and the thing I like about it is you always learn something new. Even more experienced guys, they would learn something new every day. Try different things, read a little different books, watch different YouTube videos, and it's just something that I enjoy doing, and I keep growing from it. So in my review, this is a good starting point. This is a good bag survival kit for its money. A lot of kits on Amazon you'll find for $30-40 that don't have any of this. They'll just have tools, knives and hammers and little multi-card tools. Yeah, so this is a good kit. I rate it really well. It's not the best, and none of these kits are ever going to be the best, but it's a good place to start, and I do say this is worth its money. I appreciate you guys staying in and watching the video. If you like the videos, support me by liking and sharing and subscribing to my channel. I want to plan out maybe a video a week if possible, and maybe trying different stuff. Like this will be a series where I do reviewing survival kits. My next one could be showing you my survival kits, the ones I've made, what I have in them, my go bags, my get home bags, so different stuff for different reasons. And I also have emergency car stuff in my car that I use. I have tools that I always have on me, my everyday carry. That could be different series for each one. And also I wouldn't mind going out into the woods and trying out these kits. Can I survive in the woods for 3 days with these kits? Am I gonna be able to do anything with these kits? And maybe even go into different stores and trying to find survival stuff that's not marketed as survival stuff. Going to Walmart, Target, Home Depot, and just looking around, seeing, hey, this would be a good survival stuff. And maybe even do challenges where like $10 survival, $30, $40, $50. How much can you get? Can you get, for your money, get good equipment? And that's another thing about all this stuff here. You don't have to get the best stuff. Some of these things are one-time use, and that's enough for you. If you use them like this little glow stick, it's a one-time use. But if you need it and you use it, it was worth it. So thank you guys for sticking around. I will start making more videos soon, and I'll keep you guys updated. I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, and click here for some more.